what a lovely setting this is. Both our reserves and first team training, and we're back for a weekly update. Mark, thank you so much for giving your time up to do this again. We'll just reflect on the 2 weeks because it feels like ages since we've done our last one. In our last 2 games, we've picked up 3 points and a massive win over Harwich against 10 men, but it really didn't look like that from our perspective. And then also a defeat against Great Wakering Rovers, but another great performance that are sort of driving us forward for Saturday. So let's go back in time. Let's go back to our win against Harwich. Mark, take it away.
Sure. Ted has got a very good record, which Harry will probably tell you when I'm not here. I don't actually think he's lost a game. I mean, it's only a case of 4 or 5 games, but I think he's drawn. I think he's drawn twice, and I think he's probably won about 4. I would imagine. I think it's about 5, 6 games. So he's got a very good record without me. That tells you something. So I felt the team we took to Harwich in the County Cup. It's something that I regret a little bit because we had such good. Harry could tell you, as he knows, we've had such good runs in the County Cup. And on reflection, perhaps we should have left it to a Tuesday night in August, and I may or may not have been able to take a stronger squad up there. But the squad we took on the County Cup game probably wasn't the strongest. We were still trying to find our feet in the league, we start going. Despite going 1 up, we lost the game 2-1, which was disappointing because we've had some good runs in it, and got to the quarter-final 2 years ago, was it, or 3 years ago?
2 years ago.
2 years ago to Colchester United, so it was disappointing to go out in the first round. But it gave us a look of Harwich, what to expect, and we took a much stronger squad up there. We welcomed Callum back into the team, and
Josh as well.
Josh was playing, and we had a couple of new signings, a couple of loanees we've taken on from 𝗕𝗨𝗖𝗞𝗛𝗨𝗥𝗦𝗧, where we basically thought that we lacked a little bit of pace up top as much as we had experience. And we really went into it in a positive mindset. We took the game to them, and we run away for winners 5-1 comfortably. So they did have a player sent off, but it was a good performance. I don't think Harry's played as well, looking at the highlights, what they did against us in the first thing, but we were much stronger, and I just felt it was a much needed win, a good confidence booster. The young lad got 2 goals, Harry, who came in from 𝗕𝗨𝗖𝗞𝗛𝗨𝗥𝗦𝗧. Also Callum scored, and Archie Hammond, who'd been out the team for a little while, for various reasons, the way we played, his aptitude when he came on the pitch, but he showed a good response, scored a couple of goals and played well.
So moving on to Great Wakering, unfortunately it was a loss, but there were definitely many positives, and to me it didn't feel like a loss. There were goals galore throughout, and Great Wakering scored a late goal. Just looking at that, how do you see it? Do you see it as a positive? Obviously it's a defeat, but against a side that we mentioned are considerable favourites for the title.
Yeah, definitely.
We showed, and Marcus Bowers as well, credit to him for sort of giving us a bit of credit on the game, saying that a team that, well, it doesn't reflect their league position, and just showed that we can compete against the top sides this season. Yeah.
So I thought we started the game with a positive mindset, carrying on from the Harwich game. We took the game to them. I'm pretty sure they changed their formation in the first 5 or 10 minutes because we were getting a lot out of them. But the mark of a good side is scoring, and also getting on top when you scoring goals and giving yourself an advantage. I didn't feel we did that for the amount of possession we had, and as much as we hit the bar from a free kick, we did score the goal eventually, but I felt we could have easily been 2 up. They are dangerous, obviously, coming forward on set pieces. They've got a very good centre half that dictated the play, but I thought we caused them enough problems for their centre mid after we scored the goal to actually turn around and go, we need to settle, let's go long for 5 minutes. So you know when you get a call like that centre mid, they're obviously rattled. They changed they changed their formation, and then for me the game then transpired into as much as they took their goals fairly well, it was from our mistakes, and the game then turned into a bit, fantastic game for the neutral, 1-1, 2-1 down just after half time, got it back to 2-2, fought to get 3-2 down, where at 2-2 we had a great chance. George cut in the air, he perhaps should have shot. I'm not sure if that was 2-2 or 3-3, but it was definitely a chance for us to go in the lead. And we wasted that chance. And then we got about 3-3-0, I think 81, I think was the time you put on there, for 4 minutes later to give the ball away cheaply and come down the other end and lose it 4-3. So, yes, did we compete throughout the whole game? We did. Did we punish them as much as we could do? No, but the mark of a good side, like I think I said on Saturday, is that they found a way to win. You know, if you look at the first, you know, without going through everything individually, but you look at the first goal, we won the header to win out. We tried to be too clever on the left-hand side. The fullback nicked the ball off. We played a 1-2, scored a great goal into the top corner. Afterwards, we give again. We give away a cheap corner. Didn't need to. Wasn't under pressure. Keeper flaps it a bit. No disrespect to James White. He is a fantastic bloke, but he's a big lump. He's not can't exactly move around. He's kind of half-chested the ball in. Poor goal to concede. You know. And then the third goal, we've overplayed again. It's been cut through. I've had words with certain defenders at the fact they went missing. The ball was played in. Spoke to Preston, who I thought had a fantastic game. Perhaps wasn't tight enough. The guy turned him well, and we're 3-2 down. Got it back again, 3-3. And then the last goal again. We've given from the left back position. We played the ball. They've nicked the ball. They've played the ball in, and then we just didn't pick runners up. And then the ball got played in under no pressure whatsoever. The centre half and he had a call. He had 3 calls. Just take your time. He could have turned. He could have played back. He'd have brought it down his chest. Headed it inside. They nicked it. Played a 1-2. Again, we didn't cover the run, and we've thrown the game away 4-3. So as much as yes, great positives. You know, we've ended that game losing 4-3. All right. I always say to do well in the league, sometimes you can nick points off the teams that are in the playoffs if you're up there with them. Right, it's the teams in the bottom 10 you've got to be. That's what makes a champion or gets you in the playoffs. Right, and when we look back at it, yes, there's lots of positives. We'll take that into the Vase game, but ultimately, I'm looking at the table. We're 7 from 7, and that's not good enough. So we really got to go into this Vase game in a positivity how we played, but we now need to up our game.
So before we move on to the Vase game, there's obviously a few new additions that fans should know of in the squad. Firstly, Josh Collier and Harry Lusher, both on loan from Aveley. And then also Jack Johnson on loan from Walthamstow as well. If I'm correct, he was a Essex Senior League winner with Enfield.
He was, yeah.
And also Preston Knight has joined the club. He was on loan from us last season from Leyton Orient. One of the first things he said when he joined the club was that he loved it here in his first spell. And from a youngster, you don't really see that much, that they return and they're sort of eager to start again and they have a passion, and that's sort of something that quite a lot of people look for. What are you hoping for with these new additions to excel in the squad?
We'll start with Preston. Obviously he was at Orient. He's now moved from Orient to Southend, and he came on loan from Orient. They wanted to give him player time, and he took his time. It's a totally different game playing under 18 football to first team football. And he made a few mistakes, but he's grown into it and he's still learning. I mean, he's 17 years old, and it was great when he went to Southend, and they run a slightly different academy to Orient because they're not a full academy, so they play kind of midweek national under 19 Alliance team, which gives him the option to play for us more. So he's come in and he's been a great addition, like I say, and we've got no qualms. You can see with the reserves, they're full of under 18s. Our reserves are virtually all bar the manager's son and a couple of others, they're all under 18s. So we try to provide a pathway. No disrespect to them. Obviously, Preston's got fantastic quality, so he's come in. The 2 Aveley boys are 17 as well. And I was offered them at the start of the season, but I felt I had enough in the squad. But then through our lack of goals, when I got offered them for the second time, I couldn't turn them down. So I haven't seen a lot of Josh at the moment. He needs to integrate. He can play either in the 10 or out wide. But Harry's come in. And obviously I wasn't there against Harwich, but I kind of said to Ted, there's the squad to start with. That's who I want you to start, but I'm not there. As the game goes in, you change it accordingly. But I really want you to give Harry a good half hour if you can, if the game allows that. And what more can we ask? He's come on, half hour, scored 2 goals. And that's, it just gave us a little bit of different option, didn't it, Harry? Whereas we've kind of got hold-up strikers, he gives a bit of pace in behind, which I think we've lacked. And and he came on Saturday. You've got to say Saturday when he came on.
He caused problems.
The cross he put in was an absolute peach for the 3rd goal.
Yeah.
And he caused problems. And and there's a few things. I thought we could have scored him the header. But then you got to think, hold on, he's 17, but he's getting in those positions. So he's done very well. I brought Jack in basically because Ethan was carrying a knock. And I couldn't trust the fact that with Alfie Harris not here at the moment, I couldn't take the chance that Ethan would start like we did the other week, and we had to change it before we started the game. So he's come in. He did really, I think he's lacked game time. I think he did fairly well. Obviously, made a mistake at the end without, don't put individual people down, but he did make a mistake, which really did cost us. But like I say, it's good that we have this kind of relationships with the likes of Walthamstow, the likes of Sittingbourne, the likes of 𝗕𝗨𝗖𝗞𝗛𝗨𝗥𝗦𝗧, the likes of Aveley, that we can integrate some of their players in with us, and it helps both teams really.
So final things to add on then. So an away game to Hoddesdon Town in the FA Vase. It's a game where we can sort of look to advance again in the FA Vase, but you never know. Last season we saw that we played a step 6 side in Newbury Forest, and no disrespect to them, they're not the strongest of sides in the 𝗕𝗨𝗖𝗞𝗛𝗨𝗥𝗦𝗧, and the table proved that last season, but they put goals past us and they won the game. What are you hoping to see in this game that we can sort of advance the next round and hopefully for a cup success, because obviously with us going out the FA Cup, it's looking at the Vase now?
Yeah, we looked at that game. Listen, I've never taken any team for granted, and I didn't take Newbury Forest for granted. I do think some of the players' mindset when they look at the table and they look where Newbury Forest were, but they came, for 20 minutes we could have been 4 up. We weren't. They got themselves back in the game. We couldn't score a goal, and they scored 2 late goals when we were just switched off. Considering how well we'd beaten a very good Cockfosters in the round before. We had a tough game away against Basildon, and you cannot underestimate a team that basically we know a lot of their players, right? Yeah. Ollie played a lot of Sunday football and a lot of youth football with a lot of their players, right? To play Buckersteel, league above, they know our team, it's a massive scalp, right? So you've got to ignore their league form, because they're going to come there on that day at home with support, and they're going to go for it. They've got nothing to lose. So we have to be totally on it, right? And we had a great run in the Vase a few years ago. So I'd be very disappointed if we didn't go through. But like I say, we're on it tonight. We're working hard tonight, and we're preparing the boys. We did pick up a few injuries at the weekend, so we have to see what's going on with them. 2 or 3 not here today, seeing the physio. So we've got to see what we need, what we don't need. But yeah, I'm positive we get something out of it.
So finally, we sort of, as you said, mentioned that Vase run, and a lot of those players are sort of coming back into the side, so that hopefully might be a thing with Josh Banfield, Tyler Dolan featuring in that squad. Final things, Stags fans, this is a thing from Buckersteel in general. A man who's a hero to non-league. This is sort of brought on by Mark. Ashley Hansen, he films games around non-league for the Essex Senior League, Isthmian. He went to Wembley for the FA Vase final. We're asking you to help us. Go onto his socials, onto YouTube, onto Twitter, onto Instagram. We'll link all of his socials to this video on YouTube and on Twitter as well. Go and give him a follow. His highlights are brilliant, and for a guy that just does it for his own enjoyment, that goes to games and then sometimes has to pay to get into the games to film it for you, go and help him out. Get his following to where it should be, a few thousand, or you never know what can happen in a few days of social media. So go and help us out. Our final thing is, please go and follow Ashley Hansen on social media.
One thing to follow on that, I will back that up, and his highlights are absolutely unbelievable for someone who's literally doing it on a mobile phone. But let's not forget the other hacks of the league, people like Pete Dudley and Scott. And there's some other guys out there who put a lot of time and effort. If you follow Pete Dudley and he does his blog, it's a brilliant description and a report of the game. Same with Scott. They get on buses, trains. I don't think they drive both of them. And with them two and Ashley, I think they've got a show. Is it the Cold End Podcast? Cold End Podcast. I've watched it a few times.
Or the Back Post. That's it. The Back Post.
I've watched it a few times. It's good to watch, and I think anything like that to support non-league, especially the stuff Harry does as well, with his Big C stuff as well and his podcast, is just brilliant for non-league.
Well, Mark, thank you for your time, and we'll see you soon.
Cheers.